Hello to everyone living in and around the fantastic city of Albany, New York. This is the Albany News Update Show. I am your salacious host, really, Jonathan Madden. And next to me is not Brian McKenzie, but instead, the one we know as Baker. You may have remembered Kevin Baker as a guest on an earlier show to remember Bob Mason from Mason and Sheehan. Baker was the producer, and he's graciously offered to step in to fill Brian's shoes while he's either indisposed or dead. Not sure which. Baker also hosts trivia at various venues around the capital region. What is the name of the outfit?
Oh, it is called Trivia Nights Live, Jonathan. Thank you so much.
Trivia Nights Live. And Kevin has also graciously, in homage to Brian not being here, hold his face near his crotch.
Well, I think that, this BMAC, I'm starting to catch on that maybe he's becoming a little bit of an NBA star, and we're going to call this load management that he is not here tonight.
He's not here tonight.
I'll be the man off the bench whenever needed, Jonathan.
Off the bench. Well, thank you, Baker. I appreciate it. And for the fourth time, I want to remind the viewing audience that we are not part of the Writers Guild of America. And at this point, we wouldn't join them even if they begged us. So fresh content. Now let's look at what's happened in and around the Albany, New York area and have some fun. Let's start off the show with a heartwarming tale. Harding Mazzotti, also known as one of only like 3 local companies who advertise regularly in the capital region, the law firm recently hosted their first ever community day in Colony. Oh, well, that's so nice. The event featured a variety of games and activities, as well as the Colony Police Department, who ran a bike safety course, the American Red Cross, who led a CPR demonstration, and an ice cream truck. As for the out-of-control car that careened through the event, injuring scores of attendees, Harding Mazzotti said that was totally unplanned, but if you were hurt, contact them.
What happened to Martin?
Whatever happened? That's an excellent question. On their website, they have a video blog post explaining what happened to Martin.
All right.
I'm not making this up.
Okay.
You're not the only one who's asked that question.
Yeah, one day Martin was gone.
One day
and we just carried on with our lives.
It's been like 15 years. And they finally changed the name. But that's another story. Okay, let's see here. News Channel 13 reported on a Skodak woman who is out $70,000 after being contacted by scammers over Facebook Messenger who convinced her she would land a role on the hit TV series Yellowstone. The woman was convinced that Kevin Costner bought her a new home in California. I am not making this Not surprisingly, her husband of 43 years has split with her and immediately moved out of the rock she was living under.
Now, I think her next move is to go back in time to 1883.
Oh! I see what you did there. Is that some sort of ritual now?
It's the prequel.
Gonna lift up every time. Put him back down by your crotch where he belongs. Okay, let's see what else. The Times-Union reported that in a Walgreens in Lake George, a previously convicted sex offender was arrested for allegedly simulating a sex act on a female shopper when she was bent over looking for a greeting card. What did he do, you may ask? Well, he pressed his groin against her buttocks. Not once, but twice, the second time causing her to fall over. That's some serious thrusting going on. The man fled the scene, but deputies recognized him from the security footage, and he looks exactly how you'd think he'd look. Dude, we have the internet now. There is no need to accost women looking for greeting cards.
Listen, at Walgreens, those guys are a dime a dozen. Look at him. They see, that guy's in the produce aisle and he's looking for sodas, and it's just they change their outfits.
I would not bend over within 20 feet of that dude. I'm just letting you know right now. I might not be his type, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Let's move over to Bethlehem, where the town library is moving ahead with its plan to have a drag story hour for children. unlike the Rockwell Falls Public Library in Lake Luzerne, which bowed to public pressure and canceled theirs. Losers. Now, that's not to say there isn't any disapproval in Bethlehem. Oh, there's plenty from the Bethlehem Republican Committee, whose Facebook page is filled with opposition to the event, with the administrator of the page replying positively to a post accusing supporters of the event of, quote, preying on children. Bethlehem GOP, if you want to protest an event that preys on children, just head over to your local Catholic church on any given Sunday morning. or here's a novel idea, don't go. Just don't go. What do you think?
I don't. Does Bethlehem even deserve a GOP? I mean, come on.
It seems a little.
Listen. Put on a dress and read your book to the kids, and everybody goes home and has a better life.
Exactly. Amen. Okay, so here's where I introduce the BMAC attack. Brian is only here in spirit. We have Baker. We're going to do the Baker Shaker Quaker.
I don't know what that means. What does that
Baker
even
Quaker
mean?
Shaker. You're shaking things up. You're quaking things up.
I got it.
You're ranting about, you're shaking up the scene here. So,
all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, oh, wait. I've got applause. There it is. See that guy right there? He really likes you. Wait, I think he's from Walgreens.
Awesome.
Hold on. No, I think.
Well, I better not go down the greeting card aisle.
All right. Kevin.
Yeah. So
take it away.
I was thinking as I was preparing for this great, appearance of mine. Albany's history of minor league sports has taken yet another fall, another penalty, if you will.
Oh, I see what you did.
Recent dismissal of the Albany Empire from, I don't know, whatever they call it, the current Arena Football League. Antonio Brown, superstar, who, as it turned out, single-handedly won me a fantasy football title just a few short years ago, disrobed on the field at MetLife Stadium, moved to Albany, and claimed to be the owner of this local bunch. Yes. But paying your players and staff is part of being an owner, and it doesn't appear that happened. So, once again, the Knickerbocker /Pepsi /Times Union Center /MVP Arena sits empty. Now, I am hearing there could be a bake sale. They're trying to raise some funds. I kind of know the gentleman that's trying to do this to relaunch the team. I'm not sure you can do that, though. Can you just go and say, hey, we're good now, let us back in? I think it's pretty much done, especially after you've been told by the league to pack up your stuff and go home. So let's take a moment and review the interesting history of minor league sports in Albany. Now, Jonathan, you may not know, there actually was a Major League Baseball team in Albany. They were the Troy Trojans.
Really?
Yes, they were. They became the New York Gothams, and they played in the late 19th century. But after that, it's been all minor leagues and semi-pros. And, listen, in the 1980s, huge in Albany.
Yes,
the Patroons, they had Phil Jackson. They had Bill Musselman coaching. They packed the Armory. They won titles. They set records. The Albany Colony A's became the Albany Colony Yankees, and Ron Guidry rehabbed here, and the fans were literally on the warning track because there was no place to put them.
Wow.
As he threw his couple of innings, Derek Jeter was here, Deion Sanders wore the local pinstripes, and Buck Showalter was a manager. But Heritage Field got plowed into what I think is now an elder care facility.
Yes.
Or maybe they make legal weed there. I don't know. But anyway, the ballpark is long gone. And then, the 90s was a mixed bag with some different teams that came through. So, Jonathan, let's have some fun.
Oh.
I'm going to name a team. You say the sport. Are you ready?
Are you doing some trivia in the middle of your Baker Quaker Shaker?
This is what I'm best at. It's trivia. So I'm going to throw out some teams. You tell me what they played. We're going to start easy.
Put me on the spot.
Albany Colony Diamond Dogs.
Oh, that was easy. You just talked about Heritage Park, so that's going to be baseball.
That was a baseball team in some sort of independent league. They tried for a little while. All right, now we're going to get a little tough.
Here we go.
The Albany Attack.
The Albany Attack. The Albany Attack reminds me of a heart attack, so I'm assuming that it was doctors running around the field with stethoscopes, slinging those little leg hammers at each other.
No, that's an Irish called hurling.
Oh.
This, in fact, was the first professional indoor lacrosse team in Albany, the Albany Attack. How about the Albany Alley Cats?
The Albany Alley Cats. Wait. Cats like to play with balls, so I'm going to go with the team that played with the balls,
which is every sport there is, except for hockey.
How about? Wait, I know this one. Water polo.
No. The Albany Alley Cats were a pro soccer team. I think they played at, not Lincoln Park, but the other one uptown there. I think they played there for a little while. Next one is the New York Buzz.
The New York Buzz. Were these happen to be sponsored by OTB?
They were, and I think their first name, they were the New York OTBs.
OTBs, I read the problem.
And then they changed it. You did cheat. The information was on there. But the answer was not. What did they play?
It was a horse racing team.
No, there was no horse racing team in horse racing.
Why not? Should be. There should be.
The New York Buzz was a professional tennis team, and they would play at Central Park in Schenectady, and they would rotate like one famous person to come through once, and Maria Sharapova, I think, was there one time, or somebody that was really young. Good to look at. Whatever.
And a good tennis player. Right?
And a good tennis player.
Yeah, that too. That's
finally, the Albany Choppers.
Albany Choppers, that's easy. A motorcycle racing team.
No, they weren't a motorcycle racing team. They were a hockey team.
Another hockey team. Didn't we have another hockey team?
Listen, before there was a Market 32, Price Chopper had a hockey team.
Really?
They had a version of the Price Chopper logo for a jersey. Oh. They were in something called the International Hockey League, which is defunct. Oh. They were the whole league was based west of Chicago. So Albany had to travel all over the country to play. They ran out of money, and they folded in a few months. So
really?
Things turn around, got a little better. The Albany Firebirds come to town. They win an Arena Bowl championship in 1999.
Yes.
And God bless them, the Albany River Rats come to town. They win the Calder Cup. But it's Albany.
Yes.
Firebirds moved. They went to Indiana.
Done.
And it turned out people don't want to go to professional hockey games in downtown Albany, at least not when there's 41 of them every year. It's a long season. So the River Rats became the Devils, and then the Devils left, melt the ice, drain the kegs, wait for the indoor lacrosse team to save the day. What's the name of the current lacrosse team, Jonathan? Any idea?
You know what? I went to a recent lacrosse game, thanks to Union Night and my brother's local 7 chapter sponsoring the I forget what it's called there. There's a nice box.
Okay.
Thing. So
at least
I know
36
the answer.
people at the game.
36. There was at least maybe 36, maybe not. I don't know. But they are called the Fire Wolves.
There are the Albany Fire Wolves.
Oh!
Yes, it is essentially hockey without the ice. So that is
the action.
Indoor lacrosse and the action.
I'm kidding.
So I hope, because I really like the River Rats. I'm hoping there's at least a co-ed softball team out there that still uses the name and the logo, because it was really good. And I do miss hockey in Albany. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't really go very often. I know.
Hypocrite!
I know.
Come on now.
I mean, it was sort of like the reverse of Yogi Berra is nobody goes there anymore. It's too crowded.
Oh.
It was really more like for the River Rats, nobody goes there anymore because nobody goes there anymore.
Oh, come on.
So that's the way it goes. Just to keep you up to date on the American Hockey League, as we film this, Game 7 of the Calder Cup Finals is being hosted by a team from Coachella Valley in California. Yes, that Coachella, where they have the festivals and the weed and the good times. Yeah, and the name of that hockey team, the Firebirds.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
It is the Firebirds.
Good luck and good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Kevin Baker. There it is. They like you just as much as they like Brian.
I tried to dress like Brian, by the way.
Thank you. Hey, you're a little better dressed if you.
And I sit up straight most of the time. No offense there, B-Mac, but
I don't know about you. I'm getting a little bit of John Wick vibe here. Like,
posture.
You're gonna shoot me in the head at any second. Okay, let's go on. See what else has happened in Albany. The Times-Union posted the following headline recently: Valley Cats player hits grand slam, then retires. It would have helped the team tremendously if he would have rounded the bases before heading off the field, but hey, when it's time, it's time.
Listen, there's a billboard in the outfield that says Stewart's is paying $20 an hour right now. So, what are you going to do? Minor league baseball or a consistent paycheck?
Stewart's pays more. CBS Albany reported on a chemical spill that temporarily closed part of the thruway in Schenectady County 4 boxes of Talara 70 WSB fungicide powder fell from a vehicle, one of which was hit by cars, inducing the need for a cleanup. How come this is exactly how The Last of Us starts. We're all going to turn into half mushroom, half humans. Why aren't we getting more information on what happened to the cars that hit stuff? This is a conspiracy. You heard it here first.
Listen, we need the guy from Mandalorian to come here and save the day.
Yes. He's got a flamethrower, so we could just flame everything.
Absolutely.
And I will stand behind him and cower in fear.
Yes.
That's what I do.
I can't come up with his name, but it's the same guy.
Pedro Pascal.
Thank you. Pedro Pascal.
Pedro, he's in everything, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
He's almost like the Shia LaBeouf of the 2020s.
With a much easier name to spell.
Exactly. And the deadline is here, Albanites, for local schools to drop the indigenous-related team names. One final holdout in the area appeared to be Mechanicville, who previously vowed to not change the name, but after realizing the jig was up, school superintendent Kevin Kolakowski issued the following statement. While this change may bring about a sense of uncertainty, it is important to remember that our identity as Mechanicville remains unchanged. We are a resilient community, and our strength lies in our unity, irrespective of any names or images associated with us. Yeah, okay. Whatever. That's cool. I'm not gonna think any less of you guys if we can't call you the Red Raiders. Just a name. Sometimes my normal gaming handle is taken, so I just choose another one. No big deal.
So the Mechanicville Red Raiders will become the Mechanicville Rednecks?
Oh!
BMAC is back next week, everybody.
I like to hope he is, if he's still alive. And finally, we have the Albany News Update Show Anus of the Week. Of course it's Antonio Brown. That's a no-brainer, but let's tie in another story here with regards to the removal of the Philip Schuyler statue recently and the time capsule discovered buried in the base. The artifacts from that time capsule were recently opened, revealing items such as an American flag with 48 stars, currency, and a full 10-volume set of the Annals of Albany. No, Annals of Albany. Sorry. Well, it's the Albany News Update Show.
I understand. Listen, it was a perfect time. It was a perfect time.
I'm sorry. Also uncovered was a very decrepit and fragile piece of parchment with what was apparently a dire warning written on it. Let's take a look. Do not, under any circumstances, sell the Albany team belonging to the League of such arenas, known hereforto as football, to an individual of supposed Italian descent who goeth by the name of Antonio of Brownstone. Seriously, he will f*** it up. Antonio Brown, congratulations on your Anews Anus Award. You definitely earned it, ruining what little we had here in Albany. You just cried. What did it take, 4 weeks?
It wasn't very long.
Oh,
I mean, nobody got paid, I think, from the first game, so that was that. And
what a disaster.
You know, if I'd planned ahead and thought about it a little more, we could have honored Antonio Brown by doing this entire show shirtless. But
you don't want that.
Too late now. And the lighting here will not save us. I can't imagine.
I've seen him shirtless. You don't want it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the Albany News Update Show. Check out the stories we've highlighted in the description below. Also check out Brian's Trivia Night Lights.
Trivia Nights Live.
Trivia Nights Live.
Not Brian, Baker. I'm Baker.
Baker.
Brian.
That's
Brian doesn't do trivia. I do trivia.
He does trivia. Please.
Thank you. I will look forward to Brian's next load management night.
Oh, I forgot too. Please support the local news. We had fun, and you've been updated.